Some people may be racist.
I'm sure some people are.
Some people are racist. There are hateful people in this. There are hateful people all around the world because you have good people and you have bad people.
Correct.
But I don't think America is a racist country. Maybe it used to be a long time ago, but look at where we are at now.
Yeah. Well, you could certainly point to our history. Yes.
Yes. Of course there was racism back in the day. That's why Martin Luther King did what he did.
Yep.
You know, that's why we have the Civil Rights Act. Mm-hmm. But this is not the 1960s anymore.
Yeah.
I'm a black man. I'm blacker than black. I'm blacker than Obama. And I have Lara Trump here with me. This is my show, my podcast. Not Laura's, it's mine. And Lara came on this podcast.
I drove a far distance to come here.
Lara drove a far distance, knowing the gas prices are so high.
Right.
Knowing the gas prices are so high, to come and talk to a black person. That is not racism.
Well, and I think most people, if you ask them, will say, I think most people see equality when they look around America. Right. Because where else do you have, it's not the equality of outcome, it's the equality of opportunity. And nowhere else in the world do you have the equality of opportunity like you have here in America. Right. I think most people are good people. I think most people want to see others succeed. I don't think most people are racist. Are there some? Of course, but that's anywhere you go around the world. But to blanket, make a blanket statement about a political party or about people with a certain name or whatever it is so stupid. And it defeats the whole point of even talking about it, because again, people start to tune it out because people are like, enough. I can't hear it anymore. I
remember when I was working, in the kitchen, I used to cook in the kitchen. And this was in my younger days. When I was in high school, I had a boss named Steve. This guy was, I hated this guy.
Oh no.
I hated this guy. And I thought for a moment he was racist. I said, this guy has to be racist. Like, he called me into the office and some of his colleagues had flew into town. And he called me into the office and said, Terrence, tell my colleagues how you disrespected me when I went out to the grill line, and tell them how you looked at me and said, F you, Steve. I said, I never said that. When did I say that? I never said F you. What are you talking about? He said, well, you might as well have said it from the way you looked at me.
Oh.
I said, what?
Ooh.
And he said, Terrence, I said, this is harassment. He said, harassment? He said, if you don't like it here, just quit. I said, quit? Why would I quit? He said, well, he said, I'm not going to fire you because you think you're going to get unemployment. He said, I will make sure that don't happen. So you should just quit if you don't want to be here. I said, no, I want to be here. But I love this job. I just don't like you. And then I saw him treating, now majority of the people were black that worked in this kitchen. But I started seeing him talk to some of the white people. Like, I started seeing him treat white people like, excuse my language, like shit. They were coming to me complaining, Terrence, Steve is an asshole.
He was just equal across the board.
I said, Steve is not racist. I apologize for calling Steve a racist. Steve is just an asshole.
And you have that.
He is just evil to the human race. He doesn't like humans.
Just a miserable person.
Yes, he's just a miserable person.
There are some of those out there too. Yeah.
But some people will say, oh, well, just because he was white and I happen to be black and he was treating me like crap doesn't mean he's racist. Some people are just assholes.
That's true. We always have to remember that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And I was thinking this whole time he was racist.
Yeah.
Until I started seeing white people complaining about his attitude and the way that he was treating them. I said, wow, well, Steve is treating everybody like this. But just because you don't like somebody or someone is rude, someone disrespects you, doesn't mean that they are racist.
Of course.
Doesn't mean that at all.
But that is the knee-jerk reaction now, because that's everyone is, it's so it's just ingrained in such a way by everyday life, by the media, by everything we see out there, that unfortunately a lot of people jump to those conclusions. And I think it actually makes issues so much worse. Because if you would have just thought, well, God, this guy's just such a douchebag, right? Like he's horrible to everyone from the beginning, then you wouldn't have even had to go there. But it's so sad that that's, you know, how you had to even think about it.
How many times have you been called a racist?
Oh my God.